Hi everyone, how's it going? Just wanted to make this quick video giving you a bit of a behind the scenes look at the business that I run that allows me to make enough income each month that I can travel the world and do cool shit with my friends. So I'm not making this because I'm some kind of guru that's making, hundreds of thousands a month. I don't have any courses or anything to sell you. It's literally just in the hopes that somebody out there watching this will be inspired and realize that something like this is possible. So, first of all, yes, I do have the Stripe dashboard up in the background, of course, just so you can see that I'm not full of shit. So, in the last couple months, I've invoiced roughly just under 20 grand through Stripe, and then probably another 6 or 7 grand that clients have just bank transferred me directly. So, first of all, what is it that I actually do? Well, we automate sales processes and generate leads for companies primarily in the events industry. We do work with other niches as well, but the events industry is our bread and butter. But the purpose of this video isn't really to talk too much about what we do or show you the ins and outs. It's more to talk about the kind of mindset and life attitude that you need to become successful as an online entrepreneur. So, why did I start the business, first of all? Well, I've never been particularly materialistic. It's not my intention here to make millions and millions of pounds. I just wanted a business that could pay me enough each month to support me traveling the world, hanging out with my friends, living the life that I wanted to live while only having to work part-time hours. So that's kind of what I built. Now, an average day in the life for me, I'll probably wake up at around sort of 6 in the morning. I'll hop on a Discord call with Connor, who's one of the guys that I employ to do a bit of cold calling for me. So we'll cold call for a couple of hours. And then after that, I will, adjust the email campaigns, answer emails, and just do the little day-to-day stuff that needs doing to keep the business up and running and keep my current clients happy. So I've got quite a few clients on a monthly retainer. So it's really nice to have that income coming in consistently each month. And then after sort of 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm basically done for the day. And the rest of my time is free to do with what I like, which is really nice. So, first of all, how did I get to this point? Now, I realize that there's a lot of people online who show these Stripe screenshots of, all the money that they're making. They make it seem so easy and they sell you on this dream. But the truth is, like, these last couple of months it's only just kind of started to take off in these last couple of months. If I adjust the timeline here and show you a bit further back, if I set it to like February, for example, until the present day, then you can see here, like the amount doesn't go up that much. And that's because for the first, probably like 6 months of me running the business, I didn't really have any clients at all. I was just making like a few £100 here, a few £100 there, trying to figure out what I was even doing. Living off my savings. And then probably starting around November of last year is when I signed my first couple of clients on monthly retainers and started making sort of 2-3 grand a month. And again, just learning what it was like to actually have clients and fulfill on client work. Now, although I love the life that I have and the business that I run, it's not perfect. I did realize a little while ago that I'd had this dream of escaping the 9-to-5 life, escaping that corporate job grind. And what I'd done was basically just create my own version of it and stick myself in a prison of my own creation. So that's when I was like properly grinding, which was probably a necessary phase that I needed to go through. But now I've kind of taken my foot off the gas pedal a little bit and I'm just enjoying, the fruits of my labor, I suppose. And the fact that, I am having consistent monthly income and I don't have to do a whole lot of work for it because I am a lazy little fucker. As you can probably tell from if you've seen any of my other videos, I like to try and have my cake and eat it too and take the path of least resistance. But hey, look, I'm living proof that you can have that philosophy and still have, pretty good life. I'm here in Mexico at the moment with 2 very good friends. One's another entrepreneur, a YouTuber, and then my mate Ash as well, who works for me and does like web development and freelance tech stuff. So how could you get started on something like this? Well, again, I'm not going to talk specifically about my business model and what I do. Like, it's a good business model, lead generation for companies. If you can learn to run meta ads and cold email and LinkedIn outreach, then yeah, it's a good business model to be in. But the easiest way to get started is in something that you already have experience in. So if you've got experience in web development, for example, then become a web developer. If you've got experience in, running social media campaigns for people, do that. And also try and pick a niche that you've got past experience in as well. Like I say, the reason I chose the events industry is because in my last job, I was the exhibition manager for a big international trade show. So I had experience in the space and I knew the kinds of common problems that people in the industry were facing. So it gave me a massive advantage when talking to prospects. So the biggest thing really I want to talk about is mindset, because people throw around terms like oversaturated and picking the right niche, and they try and make it sound like it's all about the specific business model that you choose that is going to decide whether you're successful or not. But it's not really true. Like, if you get the right person with the right mindset who has experience running a business before, then they can pick basically any business model and any niche that they want, and they can make it work. So the first step, I would say, towards starting to build the life of your dreams is to allow yourself to dream. Lots of people these days, they dream too small. But actually think, like, what is your biggest dream? Because if you ask most people that, they'll say, like, oh, I really want to finish getting this certification that I'm doing for my job so I can get a promotion. Is that really your biggest dream? Or is your dream to live on a yacht somewhere and sail around the Mediterranean? Because both of those things are equally possible. Any future that you can envisage is a potential timeline that exists out there in the future somewhere. And there's a series of steps and actions that you can take on a daily basis that will get you to that goal. Now, it's not easy, and you're going to have to do a lot of soul searching and problem solving as to why, once you have this path picked out, why are you getting distracted from it when you know that it leads to your dream life? I can't remember. It was one of the which old Christian monk was it that had the why do I do the things that I know I shouldn't do and not do the things that I know I should do?
Equinox, maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But point is, if you want to get started, the biggest thing that you can do is start disciplining your mind and learning to do the difficult things every day that you don't want to do. For me, this is cold calling. I really don't enjoy cold calling, and there's a lot of days where I don't do it, which isn't good, really. Again, I'm not trying to make millions of dollars with the business, but I am trying to grow it. And, I think it's possible to scale to 30K a month within the next 6 months or so. But to do that is going to be a bit of a grind. And previously, when my back was up against a wall and I had no other choice but to make the business work, then it was a bit easier to sit there and cold call because I wasn't going to eat otherwise. But now I've got money coming in, it is harder to make yourself do it when you don't absolutely need to. And you might be thinking, well, why do you want to grow the business then if you're happy with the life that you lead? And really, it's because I want to help my friends as well. I want to be in the position where I can afford to employ the people that I like into remote jobs and travel the world with them. It's what I'm doing with my mate Ash right now. So what do I think of the lifestyle in terms of being a digital nomad and traveling around? I really like it. It's not something that I've been doing for a long time. I've been in Mexico probably around a month now, coming up to a month. I'm going to be here for another month, and then I'm going to Colombia for a month after that. But I'm really, really enjoying it so far. And I think that the world would be a better place if more people could live like this. So I'm going to start putting out more business content, going a bit more into the specifics of what I do, and talking about mindset, how to build your mind to the point where you can create a business, and also post a little bit more in-depth content as well, speaking to people that are maybe already started on their journey and are looking for some advice from somebody who's just a few steps ahead. Because it's all well and good if you've just started a business sitting there and listening to Alex Hormozy podcasts, but he is so far ahead of where we are that it's almost hard for us to relate to the advice that he gives, because he's also so far removed from the types of problems that a startup entrepreneur faces, because it's just been so long since he's done it. Whereas for somebody like myself, it's a lot more recent in my memory. So I think I can give some really good value there. Now, in terms of my plans for the future, as I said, I am trying to scale the business to around 30K a month. I'm hoping that can happen within the next 6 months or so. And I'm going to be documenting that journey as well. And then in terms of other projects, I'm currently building a non-profit foundation with my friend Christian, who's the guy that I'm also here in Mexico with, the YouTuber. His channel is Wisdom Warriors. Definitely check him out. He makes videos on like masculinity, brotherhood, spirituality. And our goal is to start this non-profit so that we can buy up land around the world and create spaces for online entrepreneurs to come and live together, work together, and just have that sense of camaraderie that I think is missing in the modern age. So, yeah, hope this was a good intro to what I'm trying to do here. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.